folks. How are you all doing? Olivia the Crown Dunn. Hi Olivia, how are you? Hope you're well. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to Friday Night Builds. I'm Terry Stutz. And Wida, good man, thank you very much Wida. My day is fabulous, thank you. Well, it's too late in the evening now. Hey Monica, how you doing? Yeah, no, we're all good, thank you. We're just about to crack into this build, which is good. Hope you're all well. How's your day been? Hey Brawl King, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Remember folk, give us a wee thumbs up there. Wida's, he's got the right idea, he's straight on it. Adriana Silva Lima de Nascimento said hi. Hi Adriana, how are you? Thank you Wida, same to you mate, have a really good day. Hope it's good for you. Right, so yeah, we're cracking on with yes, never been to India, but I've had quite a few really nice Indian people on my streams and chats, and they've always been very pleasant, so thank you. Thank you Brawl King, appreciate that. So yeah, we're cracking on with some more building here. I started this on a stream during the week. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, I can't remember. It's totally relevant. So this is Ninjago City Gardens. Anyone that's familiar with the Ninjago city sets, they're kind of the bigger, more modular style sets that they produce. So we've got the city docks is up there, up behind me. I also have the Ninjago City, which was the first in the line. This is the third one. This retired last year or the year before. Ninjago City Markets is the one of the two that are currently available. It's retiring this year. I haven't got that yet, but it is very much on my list of sets to get. Yeah, I pulled it out in the backlog and started building it last week, so or earlier in the week. So we got 3 bags 1 and 10, which got the base built. The first layer here with these little huts. There's sort of like dual story huts on the first layer. Then we've got the sort of base of the second layer in place, and the kind of foundations for buildings that are going on top here, and this little walkway, and then all the signage. So we're moving on to bag 11 and 12. God, Shin the Wolf, my adult dream, Lego is amazing. Do you know what? Yep, 42, but still playing with Lego. It's all good. I find it incredibly therapeutic and really good for my mind, to be honest. It's nice to be able to sit down and just chill and build. We're away from the stresses of the real world. So yeah, no, it's definitely a very enjoyable pastime. So yes, I'm going to crack on the build then. So let's say bags 11 and 12 are going to build the huts that go on this layer. And then I don't know how much further we'll get, but bag 13 to 16 then, which is the remainder of this booklet, will actually progress us up onto the top of the second layer. It's kind of dual story again, and has a nice big sort of cross section. So kind of looking forward to getting that built. There's a lot of detail in this set. It's really interesting. It's really fun. It's been quite a fun build so far as well. We've opened the package that they're making now. That's the Minifigure live after that. Figure live, happy figure. Oh yes, that's right. Of course. Yes, I do recall. Yes, not only have I opened it, but I've got about a third of the way through the build, so we're making progress. We're doing good. Yeah, the sort of early stages of this build were, I wouldn't say they were uninteresting, but it was very much. Oh, Minifigure's head's gone. Really bad. Whoa. Hello. Yeah, we've got our next minifigure here. So all the figures actually are just sitting in front of me here. So I don't know the characters terribly well, but we've got, I think this is Hai that we're creating now. He's got a really cool outfit. I really like this. Oh, Exidius Prime. Hey Exidius, how you doing? Good to have you back. Hope you're keeping well. How have you been over the last week or so? And Mandy Girl 2220 said hi. Hi Mandy, how are you? I presume the wow was for the set and not me. Yeah, no, it's pretty class, isn't it? It is an amazing set. I'm loving it. So I'm just going to pop this minifigure together and then I'll bring him over to the camera and let you have a little bit of a look at him in more detail. I just need to find his cap, which is eluding me at the minute. There's a lot of blue in front of me here, and funny enough the cap is blue and it is just not standing out to me. He's also holding away ice cream cone, so I'll build the ice cream cone first. With a white whippy ice cream, which I also can't find. Oh, there's another bag. Of course there is. There's another bag of leather. And this is quite a big one. You do tend to find that each stage of this build there are a lot of parts. So I have a lot of stuff sitting in front of me. Should be fine. How are you today? So for me it was a hard day. I had 12 months since I had painful right through it. Oh, that's stuff now. Never good. Just this time of year I think, isn't it? All sorts of crap floating around with kids back to school and change of seasons and all that jazz. Hope you're feeling better soon, man. Hope it doesn't ruin your weekend. Why Dad says you must have lots of patience. I do have lots of patience, but I live a reasonably hectic life. I have my own business, it keeps me busy, and this is just a nice sort of cool down and reprieve. So this is nice. It doesn't even feel like any patience is required. Mandy girl, I'm going to Scotland. Mandy girl, that's cool when you go to Scotland. I'm not actually from Scotland. I appreciate why you might, well, maybe you don't think that, but if you do think that, I appreciate why, because my accent is very similar to the Scottish. But I'm from across the water from Scotland. I'm in Northern Ireland, whatever. So yeah, but when you go to Scotland, it's a nice country. I've been many a time. Hey, it's cool, mate. You're all good. Yeah, I spend a lot of time. Where are you from, Mandy girl? Where are you travelling from to Scotland? Yes, I do spend a lot of time building Lego, but that's kind of what I do. It's my pastime now. I don't do a huge amount else, so I spend my money on Lego and I build Lego and I enjoy that. Finally built myself a mock and I got my first grades now. 10 Spanish, 10. Here, that's a good start, bro. That's a good start. Keep up the hard work. You will be rewarded at some point in your life if you work hard and you're getting the grades, bro. And you built yourself mock. How does that look? Right, so here's our next little minifigure then. So this dude, I presume, is going to be running an ice cream shop. So he's got this cool little torso with a print on it. It has like a little sort of planet ice cream on his little overalls there, and a nice wee shirt and all underneath. No other printing on the legs. We've got that logo on the back of the apron as well. And then he's got a nice little smiley face there with glasses. And that is Hai, I believe. This chap's name is Hai, so anyone familiar with Ninjago will know Hai. Oh, which little guy? Oh, the little guy is the one I just showed you, or this little chap down here? There's quite a few little minifigures. Like I said, I don't really know Ninjago, so I don't know the characters fairly well. So they're all a bit lost on me. I think most of the minifigures are unique in some form, or certainly were at the time of release. I'm not really an avid minifigure collector, so I'm not too bothered with stuff like that. Yeah, you're impatient. I take it you don't build a lot of Lego now. You know what? It's like I'm not old by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm on in my life a bit, and just over time you do develop a bit of patience, especially when you have children. They kind of test you, and if ever you need a patience, it's with kids. You see myself, Mark used to be a brick built robot, and now it's a mixed built bionicle part and system pieces. The head is even interchanged. Oh, that sounds class, mate. Where can I see that? Have you got that on any sort of social media or anything? Or sounds like a labour of love. Well, it's good you do that. I don't do anywhere near enough mocks. I would like to do a lot more. But I don't know, I can't really say I don't have the time, because if I wanted to do it, I could very well have the time. But it's just not something that I've been sort of terribly productive with, creating anything like that. But I have a lot of plans for stuff I would like to do. And I have built a few little pieces in, Bricklink Studio, but I've never really sort of transferred them from studio into reality. It's a bit of a shame, but maybe one day. I only know to make bag and basket from sugarcane. Right, that sounds like a skill, man. That's a lot more than I could do. Lego comes with instructions, anyone can do it. What you're doing is a tough skill, so fair play, man. Alright, so this is a little ice cream stall we're building, or ice cream hot stall, whatever. I don't remember what you would call it, to be honest. There is a sticker placement here, and to be honest, this is one that I really ought to put down, because it just gives a lot of detail to this little section. It's basically ice cream flavors, like a little pot with ice cream flavors on it. I'm not putting stickers on this set at the minute, and that's kind of the choice that I've made. I'm a bit funny with stickers, so I kind of chose not to apply any of the stickers to this set. But there's a lot of them, and kind of now that I've started not putting them on, I semi-regret it, but I'm sticking with my decision. But yeah, this one feels like one that I really ought to place, because it does have detail that's otherwise not there. Yeah, I can always come back to the set at another point and add any of these things in if I really want to. Right, let's get one of these funky little tube bits here. It's like a little wrench or something. Yeah, like a little ratchet, spanner or ratchet wrench. Okay, put in one of these bad boys here. That side down. So I think that's just a little tap then over a sink at the rear of the building. Love this colour. I love this blue. I don't know exactly what you call this colour, but it's just a really, really pretty blue. It's hard to see probably there, but there it is there. Just a nice sort of rich blue. It's gorgeous. And it pairs really well with this. So there's like this kind of dark blue and this sort of nice, whatever this other blue is. It's a nice combination of colours. I've got a wee stud to put on top there. Stud with Idaho. And it's just one of the little silver ones. Cool. I think that's quite on, right? Alrighty. So we've got a wee ice cream then to place into the rear of this. So again, I'm not familiar with Ninjago. I haven't seen any of the TV shows or the movies or played any of the Lego Ninjago games, and I don't generally buy any Ninjago sets other than these here particular ones. So I don't know a whole lot about the story. Yes, right, that sounds way more important than sitting and watching me build Lego. Good luck, man. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Take care. But yeah, so I don't know a lot about Ninjago other than for these here particular sets. So the characters and all are a bit lost on me. So I kind of just approach it as a, just a random Lego theme that I like. I like these sort of bigger builds. They're really good. But yeah, they doesn't really mean much to me, and I kind of miss a lot of the references and whatnot, because I just haven't seen anything and it doesn't mean anything to me. So Yeah, as I often say, if there's any Ninjago fans out there, number one, drop a like on this stream if you are watching, and then it'll hopefully push this content towards you when I'm continuing the build, and also consider subscribing, and more to the point, help me out a little bit with anything Ninjago related when you're on the stream. Keep me right. Because I could end up talking a whole lot of garbage about a whole lot of stuff I don't know anything about. I guess everybody's Friday evening anyway. Hope we're all doing good. Anyone got any nice weekend plans or weekend builds even? That's the wrong brick there. That's not right. So tonight's stream probably won't be as long as usual on Friday night. I have actually come on a little bit earlier than usual too, but I will almost certainly be finishing up in about an hour or so. So I would usually stream for maybe 2 hours, but I think at best tonight it'll be about an hour and a half. But we'll see how we get on. Okay, we're just adding a few bits of detail here. I don't know exactly what these are. They might be like little scoops or something for ice cream or something to that extent. But it's basically just using the little headlight bricks, and they're turned on their back. Which then gives you a stud to the front and a stud to the top, as well as having that anti stud at the bottom that you can sort of put stuff into. So they're quite versatile little pieces, and just allow you to do sort of some fun and interesting things. There's some very cool themes throughout this build. Themes and okay, so then the sort of up-facing stud then is used to hold the windows. That's quite cool. And then with just a wee bit of these trans white 1x1 bricks then that go down the centre, and it just sort of creates the impression of a sort of complete window pane the whole way across. 3 of those, and then we've got another little headlight brick on top. If I can find that. And there it is. And then this black wheel goes over here. Okay, and then just a bit more detail going on the inside. So yeah, so there's little clips that were put into the bottom of the upturned headlight bricks. Wasn't sure exactly what they were for, but now I can see it's for holding cones. So I've just got the sort of impression of a little stack of ice cream cones here, and then that just goes into the clip. And you can kind of see that in the windows, which is good. So if you're passing this ice cream store, you'll see all the nice ice cream cones sitting in the window. It'll definitely lure you in and want to get something. Undoubtedly, High will be more than happy to serve it, or so I would expect. Okay, so that's where I put them on. Alrighty. And then we're just sort of building up the walls on the side, then just taking this up a little bit higher. Hook then on the inside, so I'm sure we'll find out at some point what this hook's for, but we'll see. So yeah, it's just a nice wee ice cream parlour here. It's not terribly big, but then that's the case with most of the these little sort of buildings and huts. Obviously the scale of the whole unit is big, but it's almost comprising a mini city on a 32 by 32 base plate. So all the little buildings themselves within are quite small, but they're surprisingly detail packed, or detail rich, for something as small as they are. Right, we've got like a nice sort of shake or a sundae or something here with what must be a big wafer on top. Again, that's just sitting kind of in the window so that you can see it. And then the counter is just another one of the 2 by 1 by, I think it's 3 or 2 3/4 maybe. Aye, 3. 2 by 1 by 3 window panes, but it's turned on a side, and the stud at the top is just placed into the little headlight brick that we placed in previously. And that just creates a nice little sort of, I'll just show you there, a nice little glass front. So there's the sort of interior of the ice cream shop so far. So yeah, there's a wee bit of detail for such a small store in such a small area. The decent amount of detail in there. And then there's a shelf sort of up atop the store, and we're just packing it out then with glasses and cups and little condiment jars and things like that. And just again, it's just packing it out with detail. Nice. Then we've got our door. Again, there's a sticker on the door. It's just a little open sticker. Obviously, just to tell patrons that the ice cream store is open. But once again, I'm not placing that as with every other sticker. But easy to place in the future for one too. It'll be perfectly accessible. Keep saying this, but my gut feeling is I should put the stickers on. Funny, I do like a collaborative stream every now and again with a friend of mine that has a channel, and he's kind of laughing at me and how I don't put stickers on, or well, I said I didn't put stickers on. We were actually building the Krusty Burger together on a live stream there over the last, over a couple of weeks, and initially when I started off I wasn't placing any stickers at all, but then just gradually as time went by I decided that for that set to actually look as it should, it really needed the stickers on, because there's just so much detail crammed into the stickers, and it would just look a bit plain and boring without a lot of references as well, and like sort of signs and boards and menus and all that sort of jazz. So in the end I actually sort of felt compelled to put them all on. So another sticker here, it's again, it has the Ninjago writing on it. I sort of alluded to in the previous stream that Ninjago has, I don't know if it's its own language, so people can just correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't know if it's its own language or if it just uses another language, like an Asian language, and it has like a little translation in the booklet for the that's the wrong way around. Yeah, it has a translation in the booklet to convert the sort of lettering from Ninjago into English. So all of the stickers and posters and stuff in the set are all in the Ninjago language, and you can convert it. So there's a little sticker on this, but I don't know what it says. I'm not going to convert it at the minute because there's quite a bit of writing on it. But I think it's really interesting the way they do that. It's cool that it has a language, and they give you the means to sort of convert it so that you can understand whatever I'm saying. It's a very cool detail. Maybe therein lies the success in Ninjago. You know, it's a very well backed team. As I've said before, I do love the colour scheme that they've adopted for this building. I think it's very pretty. And the two blues really do complement one another. Oh, silly. I did wonder at that going there. Just a wee bit of paintwork going on here to hold sort of the doors and the brickwork of the walls all together. Anybody that's on the stream built this set previously? Let me know in the comments if you have done or if you've built any of the other Ninjago City sets. They're big sets and they're impressive. If you're just joining as well, don't forget to give us a wee thumbs up. Double tap that screen or hit that like button, whatever's easier. I would really appreciate it. Hey Julia McComb, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by, how are you? Work. I'm just adding a wee bit of detail in here, sort of along the wall and above the door and stuff. There's like a little sort of awning above the door just to keep people sort of dry, I suppose, whenever they're trying to access the building and the doors are locked. And then we got paperwork again going on here just to sort of knit everything together and hold it all in place. So all these buildings, or all these little sort of units, whatever you want to call them, are all modular. They do all sort of come apart. Each layer does lift off, giving you access to the unit below. It's not really reconfigurable. I suppose you could, but I don't think it would necessarily look right. And you know, there are some. They are built to sort of sit atop the units below. So. But yeah, you can take everything apart, and you get full access into everything that's below. So it's a great, obviously fantastic play set if you know that's how you sort of how you Lego. So many minifigures come with it, so many scenes, and so much that you can do. Certainly, if you're a fan of Ninjago at all, then it's just absolutely full of interest and fun. Starting the plate work here as well. Yeah, it's all, like I said, due to the modular nature of it, we're at the top of each wee building. My name is NI5, okay. Alright, Julie, that's good. NI5. Is that a reference to anything? What does your name mean? Just some nice detailing at the front. So yeah, whenever we were building the window, obviously you can see all the studs that have been left exposed in the front of the building, and that's just made through modified bricks with studs in the front and little headlight bricks that were sort of put in a fashion where the studs were exposed, and that just allows us to end up a bit of detail into the front of this building. So I'll put the detailing on here if you sort of if you just sort of visualize in your head what it was like before, and I'll pop these little bits and pieces on, and then you can see sort of how nice it is when it's finished. There's not a lot of sort of points of connection especially for these curved pieces. But when everything's in place, it kind of holds itself and straightens itself out, so it's nice. Just two wee hooks to put on here, which will obviously serve some sort of purpose at some point. And then yeah, I'll just let you have a wee look at this. It's quite nice. Yes, I actually brought another blue into the equation, and again, it just sits really well against the other ones. So there we go. So I don't know if you can remember before, but obviously it had the exposed studs around the window. And then we just put these little tiles, the straight ones and the curved ones in that nice blue. And yeah, it just finishes that window off really nicely. Just it actually finishes it off nicely on the inside as well. It just curves them off, and it looks lovely. Pop that up there for now. I think we're working on maybe like a banner or something that sits atop this. I just need a wee bit of space to work here. So I've actually oh, on Roblox. Okay, I don't play Roblox, Julie, I'm afraid to say. Yeah, no, it's my children do, but it's not for me. It's not for me at all. Because I've had to change my setup a little bit tonight. I'm down a desk. I used to have 2 desks in here, but I've had to get rid of one because I'd liberated one from my daughter's bedroom, and I didn't think she would actually really care. And apparently she wanted her desk back, so she's got it back tonight. So I suppose what I'm really trying to say is space is a little bit more at a premium because I don't have 2 desks to work on, so I'm just a little bit more cramped here. So this is quite a big set too. It's quite imposing sitting in front of me here, as you can maybe see. It's actually just sitting slightly off the edge of the desk there, just to give me a bit of room to work. So I'm just having to get a bit more creative with space tonight. So at the minute we're just, like I said, I think we're creating like a banner or a sign then that I presume is going to attach to these hooks here maybe, and sit on the front of this little hut. Not sure where this one goes yet. It feels like it should go there. That would kind of make sense because we've got that angle. Then we've got a wee section down the side here, so I don't know if there's going to be a walkway down here or what, but we'll not jump ahead of the build. We'll just sort of progress up at our pace, and we'll get there and see what's what. We've a lot of small parts to attach here at the minute, and there's one piece that I just don't seem to be able to find for some reason. Oh, there it is, sitting on the side. So just lots of clips and the little studs with a clip on, or not the studs, 1x1 bricks with or plates with a clip on top. I think that's all on right. 2 and 2, and then another 10 of these. Okay, and it's quite cool. It's like a little roof we're making here, and I love the part usage. We're just putting these clips in place at the minute, and then essentially this roof is made up, and this is something that sort of takes me back to all of the Ninjago city shed sets of some really good part usage, especially in the roofs. I mean, some of the roofs are super creative, so what we're actually going to use here to make these roofs, or this roof rather, is cleavers. So we've got these black cleavers, and they all just clip in then and sit at a really nice little angle. Now the big challenge here is going to be getting them all perfectly lined up and overlapping one another, correct? And anyone that's OCD will probably have a little bit of difficulty with this because you're going to want to have them all lined up exactly the same. So I'm just going to, what I'll do for now is I'll clip them all in and then I can move them about. It's probably easier. And each one just slightly overlaps the previous. But it creates a nice little finish, nice little roof, a roofing pattern or style. Actually, if I go like that there, then I can probably just toss them all into one another. It's not too bad. I'm not going to get too particular about it right here, right now, because you could sit and mess about with these things forever until you're happy with them. So even just sort of lining all the bars up so that they're all, you know, in the exact same place within the clips as well. But I can go through and sort of even them all out as I'm going along. I'm not one of these super OCD Lego people. I don't need to have, you know, all of the Lego logos mapped set in the same direction on studs and all that jazz, so I can kind of accept a wee bit of things being a wee bit kind of out of whack with one another. Hey, Film Bricks, how you doing? Doing good now? What's on your build table at the minute? It's funny, I haven't been buying a huge amount of new Lego of late. I've got a few bits and pieces, but nothing too much. But I'm really, really feeling compelled to go back through some of the older sets in my back catalogue at the minute. Obviously this being one of them. Don't really know what notion I took about building this. Right, I'm just going to leave that. I'm going to just make do. I can't really get it perfect or the way I want it. Yes, I am enjoying it so far. It's kind of nice when you get sort of up beyond the base. Like the base looks fantastic, and I don't not enjoy it, but you know, there's so much more detail as you kind of get up the build a wee bit. The base is all just, it's basically just layering down foundation and putting tiles and all in, and it can get a wee bit sort of tedious and monotonous, but yeah, now that we're up beyond that section, some of the detail and stuff in here is class, and they are really fun sets to build. I thankfully, to be entirely honest with you, I did miss the first two. I wasn't really into Lego at the time, but I fractionally missed Ninjago City. I fractionally missed Ninjago City because I think it stayed around a little bit longer, didn't it? But I picked them both up on the secondary market for decent prices. I got them both off of a guy on Facebook actually. And it was a really good seller, and the sets were in fantastic condition. And do you know what was good about it? They were open, which meant that I wasn't tempted to just let them sit in their box and accrue value. So like it meant that there was no challenge or nothing to stop me from cracking on with the build. So yeah, it was kind of cool to get them. Yeah, no, they're fun. This is the third one that Ella built. You can see the docks just up behind me there. I'm in Ninjago City is somewhere. I think it's in my Lego room actually, and it's very good as well. They are fantastic builds. So again, another sticker here that I'm going to semi-regret not putting on, but I'll come back to it. Essentially, it's the logo for this ice cream store. I don't know what the ice cream store is called, but do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and translate. There's two signs here. I'm not putting either of them, but I'm going to try and translate one of these signs. That's the wrong piece. And we'll see what this store is called. Oh, what have I done? Have I done that the wrong way? I have. One sec. Oh, darn it. Once, bear with me, dice. Get myself sorted here. So that goes that way. And then this comes up underneath it. Like so. Right, so I can translate this sticker because, like I said, there's like a translator within the instructions. in the first instruction manual to convert the sort of Ninjago text into English. So here's the sticker here of number 26. I presume that this sticker is the name of the store. So let me get the first instruction booklet here. And let's have a look, see what this is called. If anyone is a Ninjago fan and knows what you call this little dream store, then do let me know. It'll be a lot quicker than me trying to work this out. I'll probably also forget the letters. I don't think it tells you the store name at all, because letter 1 is I. And there's 3 letters and what looks like 5. So my gut feeling is this is just going to say ice cream, but let's see. I-C-E. Ice, yeah. Oh no, it's not ice cream. It's ice. P-L. P-L. Where is that? A. P-L-A. It's like a 7 with a line above it. P-L-A-N. P-L-A-N-E. Oh, Ice Planet. There we go. So that must be the name. Well, that makes sense because the logo kind of shows like an ice cream with what gives the appearance of a planet being sort of the actual ice cream in the cone. So there you go. Presumably the ice cream store is called Ice Planet. And that's as much translating as I'm going to do tonight. And then this just clips onto this building here. So this isn't going to be super easy to clip on, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, it's so well done. It's really good design. It's quite hard to get in, to be honest, but I will persevere and get there. Meanwhile, the sign on the front is breaking off on me. Right, hold on. Okay, no, I've done it wrong, so that goes in. That goes on there. And that goes on there. And then that turns and clips up in like so. I think that's us. I don't know if that's meant to clip in or not. I'm sort of reluctant to press it too much. It looks like it theoretically could. But there's not a huge amount of... Ah, there we go. Perfect. There we go. So that's the signage on. It does look a bit dull and boring without the stickers on, to be honest. So this is definitely a set of stickers I think I'm going to have to put on. Hi Navy Shadow, how you doing, man? Do I like Ninjago? In short, no, not really. It's not that I don't like it. I've never really been a fan of. I've never been into it, but I do love these sets here. I think they're pretty awesome. This roof design is going to kill me, I'm afraid to say. It's so hard to get everything lined up. But anyway, so there's the frontage on that then. It is nice, but it just looks so dull without stickers on those white tiles. But I'll maybe look at applying them at some point. We'll see. My gut feeling is that's actually going to go like that. Okay, so we're just cracking on now with the other side of this little building. Taking us a wee while to get this built tonight, actually. Navy Shadow, if you're still there, are you a fan of Ninjago yourself? Do you like the sets, or do you like the show, or? I don't know a lot about it, to be truthful. I don't dislike it. There's some amazing sets out there, but it's just not the theme I've ever been into. And I kind of missed the whole Ninjago thing whenever. It wasn't really about when I was young, so it never really appealed to me in that way. just adding some wedges and stuff into this build. So this is going to sit alongside here, I presume. Okay, so there's a cute bit of overhang actually on this building as well. Hey THR, how's tricks? Thanks for saying hello. Remember to give us a wee thumbs up or a like on the stream, that would be fab. I would really appreciate that. Seeing if there's anyone else that's lurking. Okay, I'm not super enthusiastic about how this is built. It's a bit, it's an odd shape that it's creating, but maybe it'll look fine once it's finished. It's kind of wedging across, but there's like a sort of wee pointy bit which it just looks unfinished or something, I don't know. Essentially what it does is it sort of provides access to the shop without having sort of, because it is quite compact and tight in there, so you can hinge a side of the shop away. But the straight edge then has just a couple of wee jaggy bits, you know, where they've used some wedge plates, and it doesn't look perfect. Like, I'm not going to do anything about it. I suppose it could at some point in the future. I don't know if the parts, I'd need to have a wee look at it. The parts very well might exist to sort of tidy it up a wee bit if it's not there. Once I've finished, I'll let you have a wee look. Maybe as I get sort of further down the build, it sorts itself out. I don't know. I don't think I'm being terribly pedantic or fussy with it either. It just feels a wee bit incomplete or something. Put these now in place too. That's not right either. I'm making a bit of a pig's ear of this. Alright, there we go. There we go, finally. Could be doing someone here building this for me and making enough mistakes as well. Alright, we're fine. It definitely makes really good use of, you know, some more random interesting pieces. Now I've got a wee like a wee servant counter or something at the rear of this as well. We're just using another wee, I call them droid arms. I'm not sure these ones actually are droid arms. They're like the little, not quite at a 90-degree angle either. It's kind of sort of runs at like a, I don't know, 91, maybe like a one. It doesn't really matter. They're little angled. Bars anyway that have the clips on either side. Similar to droid arms, but with droid arms they're a wee bit longer, and one clip is facing upwards and one's facing sideways, whereas these are all just facing the same direction. So, but yeah, make good use of them to kind of hook and clip different areas together to hold them in place whenever you don't need. If you don't need access to the building or whatever, when you're closing it over again. Okay, and then another little ice cream sitting here, or something. It's a fun little thing. It almost looks like a wee sort of clamshell style ice cream, you know, with the sort of round cone and the cream film. And I think we're starting the stairs now then as well. Don't know if there's going to be any sort of additional detail to these stairs. It starts off just with one of the wee, it's kind of like a brick almost with a plate at either end of it. And then there's one of the moulded stairs pieces, so that kind of gets you up a bit quicker, I suppose. Okay, and then there's like a little there's like a little air conditioning unit or something here, which is nice. So there's a wee bit of detail going out here as well. Initially, I think a wee bit sort of unfinished, but there's a wee bit of detail being added in, which sort of gives it a bit more interest. And this is all just kind of sitting in underneath the stairs as well. So these are just the nice wee details that gives these sets that kind of busyness. I presume that's meant to clip in there, but it definitely does. It's quite hard to. Something's not quite right here. It just doesn't look like it's properly angled. Oh, okay, it needs to be the. Right, there we go. Right, so no, I don't think. There is obviously a hinge plate here, but it's not designed to be opened, it's just hinged to give it that sort of 45-degree angle that it's running at. There's that little sort of arm clip that was in place, then actually holds it sort of permanently and steadily, sort of in place once it's sort of bent over, and then it's just some wedges and stuff go in here then as well, just to tidy it all up a little bit. That looks a whole lot better already. There is still this funny wee edge here, which I'm not an enormous fan of. But it can be challenging with Lego. It is sort of very square by design, so it can be difficult to sort of create those nice angles and stuff. Sometimes you just have to accept it is what it is and cut a wee bit of slack. So we're just building up this back wall then. Some little snap bricks going in then, and that will obviously just allow us to attach something to the inside and outside of this wall at some point. But we might see what's happening here. So again, there's another poster that goes on the inside, it's again like a menu board with all the different ice creams and stuff on it. So it's a slightly harder detail to see. In fact, all of these details are a bit harder to see now anyway because they're all enclosed. But it would absolutely look a whole lot better had the stickers been included. But I'm not going to get too sort of butthurt about it, it's fine. Still looks good, still a really nice set. Still very interesting and appealing. And there's another like little sort of air conditioning unit or something, or on the wall on the side of the building, just some more nice detail. it's just becoming a little bit firmer and a bit more sturdy. Okay, now I feel to see how that's going to work. A bit on here. Something's not quite right. Oh, I've missed a whole layer of blue. What a plum. Right, this all has to come back off again. Alright, bear with me. I have it. And no, I definitely haven't. Oh, way on down I have. Yeah. Okay, I can just build this all together and have it in a complete section. I've missed a whole section of blue brick here. I've got a wee bit ahead of myself down the bottom here, but I can put that right fairly easily. Thankfully it doesn't change anything that sits above. I can sort of just keep this section as it is and add the bricks in below. I was wondering because I had a hinge plate to put on, and obviously it has to sort of sit on both sides of the angle. And it's perfectly the perfect height on one side, but like a minimise out on the other. Hello cookbook, how are you? What are you cooking? Right, we're cooking on gas again here. We're good, we're fixed. And now we're missing a piece, are we? 1x3, no we're not, we're good. And then I'm going to go in the line here and say that 1x6 goes on there. And just a wee bit of detailing to go on above it. Alright. That looks good. And then with some poor unfortunate soul has obviously had a little accident at the front of the ice cream shop and they have dropped their ice cream. So it's sitting on the ground with a nice little ice cream splatter beside it. It's a really good use actually of this the wee kind of love heart plate, which is really good. And then with another wee sign to go on, as with before though, I'm not putting the sticker onto it. And that's just making sure people don't walk right over the edge there, no doubt. We're almost finished this little section here. Just a bit of a rail on, presumably then that has to go around the whole section, so we're just adding that on. Again, it's just using a little, I don't know what you call these parts, kind of like a stud, only it have like a small, like a really small thin bar on it. And then these weird sort of claw, clippy side bits. There's so many Lego parts. Some of them are all a bit sort of curious and interesting. It's really hard to know the names of them all. I'm not even going to pretend. Oop. Yeah, we're obviously just going to add a wee bit of a rail and then along the side of this, just to protect our minifigs if they're walking along. Not that there would be much reason to venture into this part because it's well, I suppose if anyone has to come down and repair the wee ventilation unit that's sitting on the side, just protect them. And it just uses a lightsaber hilt then to combine the bars together. slightly different. Another hilt. Which way does that go? That way. And then this wee kind of spear bit here. And then just the whole way across as well. Alright. So that's quite good the way that's done. And then our stairs go on next. So that will just give us access then up to the next layer of the gardens. Just finish tidying off this little section then. We've got loads of pieces left here. I'm not entirely sure what they're for yet. Some interesting ones. There's loads of little game controllers. I'm wondering if they're going to have something to do with I don't really know yet. I'll find out soon. So we have another railing to do then up the side of the stairs. And this way uses that wee piece. What else was that? Okay. And then another little lightsaber hilt, and then a hatchet. Very interesting piece usage in this here. They've sort of used sort of spearheads and hatchets and all sorts to sort of probably get the right bar length and sort of create the right look for the banisters and railings. Okay. And then we have another little contraption to make here. Don't know what this quite is yet, but this is where all the little controller pieces are going to be utilised. So sort of understand what they're all there for in a second. Okay, so that goes in like so. And that goes in a wee angle there, and then the same on the other side. Another case of having to perfectly line up pieces here. And these are quite small little elements, they're quite hard to sort of line up neatly. Alright, we're okay. Okay, so it's just a little, again, it's just like a little awning or something to that extent, overhanging the door to the rear here. And it just uses the wee controller pieces then to sort of, as the ties almost. Not sure how that's meant to clip, I've missed a piece. Okay, do this. Forgot to put the clip in, so it can't actually connect to the bar that was put in place for it. There we go. Let's pop that onto there. Okay, straighten it up a little bit. And then this goes. Ew, that's in the wrong place. And to go there, and that runs right out down to the bottom. There we have it. So that's finished. That little hut finished. Actually, quite a bit of work involved in that. Took a wee bit longer than I thought it would. That's 66 minutes just to basically build that one little hut. I've got quite a few spare pieces here too. And I'll just add them to the spare piece pile over here. So yeah, that's that little section built. I'll just pop it up here in a second. Peppi's did sweet man dropped whatever it was he was holding. I'm just gonna leave him lying there because every time I touch the table they fall over. Okay, so this then sits up here like so. I can't get it on. See, there's nothing that kind of joins these two sections together here, so that they do sit a wee bit funny. It's not the best design, but I suppose it's just how they created that shape, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, it actually looks a bit tidier when it's in place because that sort of jaggy section, there's a bit of grey, like a grey bar underneath it, or a grey plate underneath it that just kind of covers up the gaps a wee bit. Looks a lot neater and tidier. There we go. So that's that on. We've given a bit more kind of verticality and height there now, which looks really cool. Yeah, that's nice. Which takes us on to the next stage, which is a little hop end that goes over on this side. So it's bag 12. I'm not sure if I'll get this built, this section finished on tonight's stream or not, but we'll make a start. Looks like with another minifigure in here. Usually build the minifigures at the start of the bag, but I don't see him just yet. Lots of bags here. Lots of small pieces. There's going to be a bit of a struggle to sort of get through, especially this small space. But I'll try and make the best of it. I'm actually just going to start putting the minifigure together and just moving him out of the way a wee bit because that I can do. Got loads of doors and windows and panels and stuff here as well. So I'm not sure which is it. Maybe these are the windows. The corners are maybe the windows. I'm not going to put those bits in just yet, just in case I get them wrong. I don't have the minifigure's legs, there he is. And then I suspect he's wearing this nice fancy hat, so I'm just going to pop that onto him anyway. And he can just sit out of the way for the time being, and we'll crack on with this build, and we'll try and get as much of this done as possible. Like I say, I don't know if I'm going to get this section finished tonight or not, because I'm a wee bit against the clock tonight. But we'll do the best we can. Kimberlyn Carmona, no lo quiero, lo necesito. I am so sorry, but I do not speak Spanish at all. So I literally have no idea what you're saying. But thanks for commenting. Give us a wee like while you're at it. How's my voice coming across actually in this stream? I've just noticed it's quite echoey in the room. I don't know if that translates sort of into the stream itself. Anyone that's listening, if you can let me know, that would be really helpful. Ninjago song, sorry, genial. Oh, look at Phil and Bricks here coming out with all the languages. Check you, man. You can be my translator tonight if that's alright. I'm sort of presuming that's in relation to the comment prior to yours. My other languages are null and void, I'm afraid. failing miserably on that front. Okay, I'm very sort of time conscious here, and I hate finishing sort of mid bag, so I'm just gonna put my head down and try and rattle through this as quickly as I physically can. Now it'll probably result in lots of stupid mistakes and missing pieces and this, that and the other, but we'll see, we'll hopefully get on alright. Again, some super cool part usage here. Hey Oliver, how are you, man? Haven't seen you about in a bit. You've been on the quiet side. Hope you're doing good, man. What's the crack? Nah, school sucks, doesn't it? What sport do you play? Holden Woo Be Wise. Yes, I presume we could all learn a thing or two from Master Woo. Seems like a pretty legit guy. Oh, you play rugby? Very good. Is that for school then you're playing? Or a club? Yeah, sport kind of, it doesn't get in the way, but it's, yeah, Saturday morning match is the worst. My daughters play hockey, and they're up most Saturday mornings having to, at that silly hours, taking on school matches. It's pretty rubbish, but you know, it's all part of all part of the fun, isn't it? Are you home or away tomorrow? Do you have to travel, or is it your school? Oh, have you far to travel? Thankfully, we've got a wee weekend off. There's no hockey this weekend, so they'll get a wee lie-in. No lie-in for me, unfortunately, because I still have to go to work. But it is what it is. Okay. In Belfast? Who are you playing? How do you think you'll get on? Campbell aren't easy. They're decent enough team. You're obviously you don't have to tell me what school you go to because I'm sure you don't want to say that on the stream, but you're County Down, yeah. Right, so that's kind of the base of that section done. So we're now going to start building up the, it looks like the frontage, which is quite cool actually, the way they've used these, everything's kind of being built at angles here. There's a lot of these, oh you're Newton Alley, are you? Sorry, I thought you were Bangor. I thought you were a North Down boy. Yeah, it's sort of built up using a lot of angles. What the frick am I doing here? Angled plates and tiles, and it uses these big sort of corner windows as well, so it's sort of creating some nice shapes here. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. It's a wee bit creaky though, that's the only annoying thing about it. It's just out of IKEA. I thought the very least I could do would be treat myself to a chair. It's meant to be in the study and used, you know, for anyone that's working in the study on the computer or something, but I sort of adopted it as my Lego building chair for now. I like it. You picked up any new Lego recently, Oliver, or what's the crack? Are you sort of working on what you've already got? I haven't actually made it back down to the Lego store since the opening weekend. Like, I meant to go on Thursday night, but my wife drained the battery in the car and I had to go and start a new battery instead, so kind of just sort of killed that whole idea. But it's all good. No major problems with the battery change and the car's working again, so. And it probably saved me money. Well, ironically, it cost me money and probably saved me money because if I went there, I'd undoubtedly have bought something. And I don't really need anything of an absolute amount of Legos. So we're just waiting at the minute actually for some decent GWPs. I've actually got a big, I've got a big, shoot, I've done something wrong here. Crap. Sorry, 1 second, I've made a wee mistake, I need to fix it here. I've got a big pick-a-brick order sort of ready to go. There's a couple of new parts that come out there that I really want to pick up. But I just don't want to spend the money while I'm not getting anything else for it. I know there's double points and stuff coming out soon, so I'm sort of content to wait, but I'm afraid that the parts will sell out before I can get them. I know they'll come back in again, but I kind of just wanted to get them now while it was in my head. Hoping to get the gingerbread TAT soon. Yeah, that is, bizarrely enough, it's on my radar. I think as I said, that it might do well sort of longer term, so I might pick it up as a wee investment set. I haven't been doing a whole lot of investment buying of late, but I like the look of that one. I think that one could do pretty well longer term, especially that Darth Vader minifigure in it. I haven't seen it in person, no. They do have it in store in Belfast. I was talking to another guy and he was down and he was saying he saw it and was really impressed with it. Like, I don't do Lego Star Wars anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much to me, but I think it's I think it's grand. I think it's dead on. Not the worst set in the world. Super expensive, but isn't all Lego expensive these days? Okay, so we're building something interesting here. There's a little frying pan going, so I don't know if this is someone's room, someone's house, or if it's a wee how does that go in? It goes in. Don't really understand how that fits in. What am I missing here? I've clearly done something wrong. I meant to sit like that and that. Oh no, I haven't right. That goes like so. Yeah, it's not a set that I'd be picking up anyway, but I think it looks good. I don't like Star Wars really, but I do like it now that I've seen it in lots of videos. If it was the same price tag, but yeah, it is very expensive. I suspect that it will eventually. Having said that, assuming of course the gift of purchase is still available in store, that GWP is selling for, well over 100. So you get the gift of purchase and sell it on, and then consider as well, there's double points coming up. So with the double, well, I suppose the gift purchase will be gone by then, but if the gift of purchase is still available and you sort of take into account the points that you'll get for buying the set when you get them back, then you've actually probably got the guts of 150 odd pound back in the value of the set just from bits and pieces like that. So it kind of offsets the cost to a degree. I know it's kind of hard to sort of see it that way sometimes because it's such a big chunk of money to spend in the first instance, but yeah, did you hear that? Yeah, my family's home and they're bashing away the door there, but I'm just ignoring them. Carrying on with the bill. Looking at flights to Dublin, it's come to total from London to Dublin, comes to £1,000 for me and my family. God, so much money, you still have to get to London. I would love to go, but it's I think it's a bit expensive to go. One second. Hey, babe. Right, I'm back now to concentrate now. Yeah, they really do fun. Well, it turns out that they had no keys and couldn't get in, so I kind of had to get up and let them in. I've closed the door and all now, and we should be fine. Yeah, bad that moment. I was just too focused on my build and chatting that I was kind of ignoring everybody else. I do know I'm absolutely starving to haven't had any dinner or anything yet, so I'm kind of glad to see them back because big bowl of chips about to go on. I'm really looking forward to that. So apologies for the record, my bad. Life kind of gets in the way a wee bit sometimes. I will eventually be moving my streaming up into my garage, so I'll be kind of away from everyone at that point, but I'm still struggling on getting decent Wi-Fi up in there. I was really naive when we were building our house and I didn't actually consider or think about the fact that I should run Ethernet cabling across, and I oh here, what have I done? Yeah, I didn't really kind of think about the fact that see, we don't have terribly good signal up here either. So like we've got fibre thankfully, so I'm dead on from an internet perspective, but the mobile signal's rubbish, and I didn't actually think about the fact I should really run any kind of cable across into the garage so that I could sort of pick the internet or the internet up there, and the Wi-Fi signal's just not strong enough to get into the garage, so it's kind of a bit of a sort of a dead zone at the minute when it comes to internet. This must be like a wee restaurant, or I'm not sure what this is, but we've got like a wee table here, some little seats, we've got a wee bowl and a few wee things on the table itself. There it is there, just for reference if you can see that. And then in the window there we've got a wee frying pan, it looks like a wee sort of cooker or oven or something. So we're just going to carry on building this up now, using this lovely I can't remember what you call this colour. God, I'm really feeling up the colours tonight. It's not nougat. It's like a peachy colour, it's lovely. Which goes really well with that dark red. So yes, once I can kind of sort of work out how to get a decent internet signal up into the garage, then I'll be taking all of my streaming up there, which is kind of where I want to be doing everything, because that's where all my Lego is, and sort of what I'm doing with building in my Lego room with my layout around me, so I can kind of incorporate things in and maybe sort of showcase that when I'm on streams and stuff like that. But that will happen eventually. Well, I hope it does. Once I kind of bottomed out a solution for the poor internet connection. Okay, with some little flowers and stuff going on here now as well. There's all these nice little details that kind of get added into this set. It is kind of chocker block full of details, lovely. I'm just using all these different sort of wedge or bracket pieces to mount plates every which way you can imagine. And this is going to be a wee bit triggery, but we'll make it work. Put that one on first, so we'll just hold that all nicely in place. And these wee brackets just go on around the sides. Can't find one. Come on. There we go. I actually have, there's a company called We Love What You Build, and they do like these charts, kind of like a periodic table with all the sort of different Lego colours on it. And I do have that somewhere. I should really have it at hand so that whenever I'm building these things, I'm trying to reference the colours so I can actually tell you what they are. This is an interesting little section. It's using a lot of 1x1 bricks. I don't know if that's because the colour in question doesn't have a huge sort of variety of brick sizes. Oh, I've done something wrong here. No, I've missed. Oh, again, I keep missing complete layers. That makes a lot more sense because that kind of just pulls it all together a little bit more. I did, because there was very little sort of brick overlapping to it, and I was wondering at that because it's kind of creating like a wall that was super wobbly and weak, but it's just me doing what I do and completely missing whole sections of the build. Oh, we're there now, we're back. A lot of brackets going on here, so I suspect that there's going to be a lot of, or not brackets, they're snap bricks. So I suspect there's going to be a lot of stickers that I'm not going to be placing in this section. Yeah, there's the first one, so it just looks like a nice sort of decoration above the little table and stuff, like a nice, there's a couple, like an advertising board on the outside as well. I suppose the only good thing about not putting the stickers on is that it massively speeds up the build, but as I've alluded to, I do have sort of slight regrets that I didn't start putting them on, because they add so much detail to the build. I don't know what my problem is with stickers, I don't know why I'm like this, to be honest. Okay, a nice little layer of plate going around here now. So hard to see. This old thing again with dark brown and dark brown. It's a really hard colour to pick out in the instructions. I presume there's a 1x4 that's going there. Oh, there's 3 1x4s, so that kind of makes sense. 2 1x2s, right there we go. Yeah, they're quite difficult to make out in the instructions because they are so dark. That's the nougat, that's the dark nougat. I know that colour. I really can't remember what you call this one, but it's a really nice colour. Oh, Stephen, you've done it again. Missing pieces. Brown is to go in there. And then you go there. And 1 by brick. So hard to see where these are going. I'll have to guess a wee bit. Not sure if it'll make a huge difference to be fair, but even still, I like to build things as per the instructions really. And we've got another nice piece of air conditioning unit going on the side of this build. Again, some more nice details. Appreciate that, Phil Brooks. Thank you. I'm nearly done myself anyway, but you're a good man for hanging around. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great day yourself, or great night, or whatever. It's getting very late here now. It's sort of the day's long gone, but yeah, have a good one, man. Thank you. Take care. Yeah, once I get just a few still a wee bit left this here section. It's taking a bit longer than I kind of had expected. There's a lot of small pieces. But once I get this finished, then we'll wrap the build up for today. What's not going on there? These are different heads. No, they are. What have I missed? What have I missed? Something's not quite right here, but I can't I, is that just not like this? That meant to go, no, it does go there. They're different heights, but they really shouldn't be. Dark, that. Something wrong here. Oh, it's okay. Put a piece on that doesn't actually need to be there, that's all. I thought there was something more fundamentally wrong with that, but it's not too bad. Okay, that makes sense. I sort of jumped the gun and put like a dark blade on that wasn't meant to be there. Right, okay, so lots of 1x2s going in here now. Bit more solid now. It was just a wee bit sort of flimsy built there, but kind of as we get up through the build a little bit and add these sort of bricks and plates in, starting to tighten the whole thing up. Another whole sort of section of, so this must be a little restaurant. We've got another little section of stickers that are meant to go on here. Looks like a wee menu board with a few different sort of food options on the stickers, but for now I'm just going to leave it as is. Again, it kind of looks like nothing, it makes absolutely no sense in its current form, but that's just how I'm building this for now. Guys, anyone that's just joining in, we're building Ninjago City Gardens. We're a good chunk of the way through and we're sort of almost wrapped up for tonight, but please do, if you be so kind, drop us a wee like on the stream itself. I really appreciate it. It just helps push this content into the right people, I suppose. And then, lots of windows. Okay. I guess these all used up anyway. One underneath, I missed that one. And then the chair's starting to get all stupid and creepy again. I was doing this sort of during the week as well. It's so irritating when you sit on it for too long. It gets really creaky. I should really do something about it, but it's just not my style. Right, and then we just also have a bit of detail to go down the side of the doors on this. 242. And it's quite nice the way it's kind of built up. There's like a wee sort of circular pattern at the bottom. It almost gives the impression of like, it's just a wee bit of architectural detail. And then we've got loads of open studs on like brackets and stoppers at the front, so we're clearly going to do a wee bit of work to. It's a really nice little building. Actually, the colour scheme for one are really nice. It's a lovely shape and it's a really nice design. Really like that. I'll give you a slightly closer look at it whenever I'm finishing up. I'll bring the camera down and let you see it in slightly better detail. There's a wee bit of pipe work to do here. Just some pipes in that sit outside the front of the building, running around from the ventilation unit or extraction unit or whatever it is. That's nice. And again, they're just nice bits of detail, really, isn't it? And then with a bracket that goes on what an ingenious use of a cup. So it's just one of the little silver cups that goes into the front of a 1x1 snap rack. And when you place it in and pop it in sideways, it actually lines up perfectly with the little bit of pipework that we've done previously. It would help if I put that in the right way. And just extends the pipe that little bit further, and it's pretty much seamless. It's very craftily done. You certainly would never look at this and that there was a cup in there. That's for sure. It's very nicely done. Again, these are the little details that just sort of set these sets apart, in my opinion. It's just some fantastic details and ideas. Like we're just kind of rounding this building off now, really. We've got a few wee details left here. I think the bulk of it is going to be more roofing by the looks of it. Just covered over, so how do you use like one of the wee sort of, I don't really know how to describe them, but they're kind of little, it's almost like a cut out brick, you know, which then has like walls on three sides, but you kind of would use them to make like wee troughs or planters or stuff like that. And it was used to just create like a wee, almost like a housing for the handle section of the cup, so that it could sort of come that way along the actual sort of line of the bricks. Then that all gets covered over initially by plates, and then some tiles, and there'd be all kinds you wouldn't even realise. You wouldn't even realise that piece was in there. But obviously it serves a purpose, because otherwise that little cup wouldn't sort of be able to fit, because it would collide with you know, a brick or something like that. So again, very, very crafty. Okay, so at this point we're another really nice sticker on the outside of this building. Again, sort of got it to an extent that it's not there. And then we just use like 2x2 jumpers and 1x6 plates in red, and it almost gives the impression of like little columns on the side of the door, so it looks really good. It's a really nice little building. It's really well done. It looks so much better, to be honest, with the sticker on the front. It gives a lot more detail. There's like a little dude, presumably this guy. So I'm going to place him. I'll place him in at the end. So yeah, that's just again that detail that's missing from the set, because I've chosen not to put the stickers on, and to be honest it kind of is a wee bit to the detriment of the set, but we're almost finished now, this section anyway, and that just finishes this level off, and then sort of next time out, next time out we'll be moving up to the next level, which is pretty significant. There's a lot more plating and stuff, you know, to create sort of the next level of walkways and stuff like that. Just kind of a further little section here, so we're almost done. I think this is just a wee bit of detail in that sits above the door. Oh, right. So this is a minifigure technically, but he's not. This is really interesting. So this uses the sausages, and then these little 1x1 one by one, one by one plates with clips. And creates a really interesting little pattern. Super cool. Just getting it all sort of nicely lined up is probably going to be the biggest challenge here. Oh, that's fantastic. Some superbly unique shop frontage designs in this build, and this is another one. And then, like, as I was saying, we have a minifigure there, but he is actually acting as this part of the signage at the front of the little restaurant, rather than sort of being a figure within it, which is quite cool. I'm just going to try and do that. I'm just trying to get these as aligned as possible. It's not easy. Because, like I said, it's just we're just working on hot dogs and clips here, which probably sounds random, but it'll all make sense. I'll actually bring this up and show you close up in a wee second, because it's another super cool build technique. This is the one thing you will find with these sets in particular. They're obviously mirroring that sort of Japanese, Chinese, sort of Oriental Asian architectural styling, and they use some really interesting pieces to try and sort of create that. Just struggling to get these all to stay in place here. There we go. I've got two more actually, but I'm nearly done. Okay, and then just hot dogs into there. One more clip underneath. And I go there. You would have thought you'd been making a roof out of hot dogs, eh? Black hot dogs too, it's been burnt to cinder. There we go. So I'll let you have a look at this now. Just trying to make sure it's all nicely lined up. Yeah, you can kind of see it's all very black, so it's maybe quite hard to see, but if you can see there, you see the hot dogs all lined up nicely, and then we just have these, it's the wee one by one plates with the clip on it. It's kind of hard to make out there, but you should be able to see that, and then they all just line up on the hot dogs to make this nice little thing for top of the door. Now, as I said, we've got this minifigure here, who's obviously the patron of this restaurant, or the owner of this restaurant. He actually forms part of the signage. And then we just have this wee bit of thing. Clips up like so. And that's all this attaches. Oh, pop them back on now. Attaches onto the front. There we are. Need to lift his wee arms a bit. He's sort of just getting in the way a touch there. Cool. Now it would seem that I have missed 4 pieces from someone. Oh, right, okay, yeah, to go in the back of the second. I did wonder, I thought that looked a bit plain. Just fix this here, and then that's us all finished for tonight. That's the end of that section, the end of those bags, and that brings our build to completion for tonight. So this then just slots atop here. Oh, and then that creates a little table outside. That's great. Very good. very neat the way that sort of sits on. I'm just struggling to get it to stay in place here, but there we go. Cool. And then we just have our little collection of spare pieces. We'll just move in there. I'm just going to bring the camera over to the table, and I'm actually going to pop this ice cream dude. I'm actually going to pop him on the outside. The outside minifigures there, and I'll just give you a wee quick spin around here before we wrap up the stream then. For anyone that's stuck around this long, thank you very much. This is your reward. Or if anyone just tuning in, then you sort of get the luxury of seeing what we've done without actually having to go through the ordeal of listening to me. So the first thing we built tonight was this little ice cream stall here. Obviously you can see missing the stickers on the front here. But a cool little facade anyway. I love this little window. Right, turn it around then. There's nothing to see on this side. This is kind of the plain side. And then there's the other side here as well. You can see just a little door to get in or get out, I suppose. That'll just bring you into the back here, the air conditioning unit. We've had an ice cream spilt here. We've got some more interesting part usage to create this little canopy above the door. And then inside the parlour itself, a little counter here with all the various bits and pieces. Some ice cream cones, some cups, sundaes. This is meant to have a sticker on it here, which has a load of different flavours. And then on this side, there's just a little bench there. And then this would be the menu board. And then here we've got another very cool, lovely colour schemes on both of these. But another very cool little restaurant on this side. So you can see that the little table on the outside. And this is meant to be stickered up. And if I spin that all around... So there's the frontage. You can see that sort of cool signage above the door with this chap here, and then the nice little pillars there. I'll take you around this side. You can see those nice big windows. And inside, there's not a huge amount of detail, but you've got this little table and chairs here. You've got a little statue there, and then this is obviously where all the cooking's done. So yeah, there you go. That kind of wraps up tonight's stream. Yeah, it's an awesome build, really. Pop it at that angle, you can see just how big it's starting to get, and the scale of it is class. So, but thank you very much anyway for tuning in, folks. Remember, if you are still on the stream, give us a wee thumbs up if you haven't done already. Would really appreciate that. And drop on by the channel, give us a like and a sub as well, and stay tuned for future content. Have a great evening anyway, folks. Have a great weekend, and I will catch us all next week.